one half of the Kentucky Villains. And just last night, these fellas actually was at Lawrenceburg, performed, did their thing, and they're also going to be at the Kentucky Music Showcase, which will be in a few weeks. I got Idoleyes joining me right now. What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? Happy birthday to your show, man. 9 years strong, baby.
Yeah, appreciate the support, man. Thank you for being on. And I have to tell you this. I've been very fortunate getting a lot of support from the local music community, not just in Lexington, but all over Kentucky in general. And you being one of the few that supported me the most. And I appreciate the support. Shout out to your other half as well. And thanks for the support, man.
Hey, shouts to you, man. You're doing big things for the music community and the wrestling community, man. You're keeping the locals out there, man. You're giving them a outlet for some, I mean, hell, it's free advertisement, man. So, I mean, what you're doing, we appreciate as well, dude.
Appreciate the kind words, and I like to think of not just me, but this radio program as an alternative um, for, especially for people of your ilk, and not many. There's a lot of talented artists, local artists, independent artists, but they don't get the platform. They don't really get a lot of attention. So it's the least I can do to give people like you guys, and you also have some awesome music, and Kentucky Villains repping hard for not just for Lexington but for Kentucky hip hop in general. And I've been to multiple of the shows that you guys have been a part of, and every time y'all hit that stage, it's not just a performance. It's the vibe. It's the partying and everything. So props to you guys for real.
Yeah, we always try to bring a party atmosphere to our shows, man, because, I mean, there's so many artists nowadays that are throwing shows and throwing different types of things. We always want to bring an experience to the guest and leave them thinking about that experience, man. Like I had fun at that last show. I met cool people at that last show. We've never had any drama at a show. We kind of try to keep it that way. It's more of a family thing and a friends thing when we have shows, because we actually get out there and mix it up with people and meet people. Like I met you, man, just coming out and shaking your hand and saying, "What's up, man?" The first time I met you. So it's that atmosphere of making a family more than it is a show in reality, man.
Absolutely. And if you haven't seen the Kentucky Villains before, you gotta check them out. They're gonna be at the Kentucky Music Showcase September the 10th, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Over 20 plus local acts are going to be there, and it's all for a good cause. And before I get into that, last night you guys was at Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, in a
In a
wrestling
wrestling
ring,
ring.
nonetheless. Shout out to DJ Hootie Hoo. He's definitely become a good friend of mine, and I interviewed him earlier this year. And I was a host at one of the shows he did. I hosted, and it was also at Lawrenceburg. Now, you guys have performed in a variety of venues, small venues, large venues, small crowds, big crowds. But was that the first time that you performed in a wrestling ring, literally?
First time we ever performed in a wrestling ring. It's the only reason I even took the show, man. They said it was going to be a wrestling ring, and I was like, we're in. We will be there, man. I loved it. I wish I'd been healthier, man. I'm fighting some injuries right now, man. I broke my back and hip, so I'm performing all broke back and hip. But it was still amazing, dude. The wrestling ring, just I don't know, man. Performing on it is such a different thing than being on a regular stage, just because it's got that bounce and spring to it, man. If I'd been healthy, I'd been jumping Van Gogh on stage. There's no way I wouldn't have been bouncing over his head.
You probably would have been dropping elbows by now. And you know
Yeah,
what?
it would have been nuts
It,
if I'd been completely healthy. We
you
still
know,
put on a pretty good show with me down. I mean, it's more vocal than it is performance with us anyway, because we try to, do all live vocals and everything, so we're not up there dancing from side to side of stage and killing our breath control. But, I mean, I'd went crazy in that wrestling ring if I hadn't been broke.
I must confess, me being a wrestling fan, a local music show in a wrestling ring, and I give thanks to DJ Hootie Hoo and Hybrid the Rapper for giving me that opportunity. It was one of the Hustle and Flow shows a few months back. And Hootie Hoo's doing big things. Hybrid's doing big things. And speaking of Hybrid, he's at Manchester Music Hall as an opening act for the Lax right now. So shouts out to him doing his thing, repping Kentucky hip hop to the fullest. Um, Now let's talk about the Kentucky Music Showcase. I've been talking to a couple of artists that's going to be performing there, and they have expressed excitement not just to perform, but the cause behind it for the next generation of Kentucky music artists out there. So you being a local artist, how does it feel to be part of a show like this for a good cause?
Oh man, it's amazing, and everybody like would think that most of the artists were like, oh, we got this big venue that everybody knows about, and that's the most important thing. But in all honesty, man, it's the baseline of the thing is the kids, man. I mean, we're actually trying to raise donations for kids to pursue their musical dreams, and music dreams are not cheap. That's coming from me, who's been doing it very seriously for 3 years. It is not cheap. It takes every spare time that we've got, and we're grown with jobs. So you've got to think that these kids, man, especially kids that are from poor neighborhoods and the mom and dad struggling to make ends meet, that want to pursue music, it's something that's absolutely fantastic for them, and that the community should rally behind that. Whether they're big music fans or not, they should rally behind these kids of our Lexington communities and Kentucky communities that want to pursue music. I mean, we're trying to bring up the next generation of villains, man. I mean, and have them have a platform that they can reach higher than we've ever tried to reach, and give them the tools that we never had when we were that age.
And I played one of your songs on your first album, and it I wanted to handpick songs that kind of fits what the show is and what we went through to get here. So the song that I played was "Living a Dream,"
Right.
and the reason I play that song because a show like this started off as a dream. Like I thought to myself, wow, what if I could have do something like this and give people a voice, give people an opportunity, and that dream's coming to a reality. If you were to tell me that this show would make it past 1 year, let alone 9 years, I would have said you crazy. But here we are, 9 years later, and what has helped elevate this show, I truly believe, is, and this is just my 2 cents, is the local music scene here in Lexington, because I've interviewed more artists on this show than I've had in years past. Like
Right.
usually I interview artists from anywhere. All it took was just to go to shows, to interact with people, to network with people, and that helps. Lexington, for those who don't know, so much is going on in that city. It's mostly known, I think, for rock and country, but obviously you
Right.
got hip hop, you have Americana, you got all types of artists that's on here, and it's just a matter of looking around. It's a matter of asking who's performing, who's going to be at the next show and things like that. There's a lot of
Right.
talented people out here in this city. I mean, I'm talking Chris Stapleton. I'm talking Jordan Smith. I'm talking Bryson Tiller. These
Yeah.
people are from Kentucky, and they are having hit records and hit albums. We are we in the state of Kentucky, and granted, I'm not born here, but I've lived here for like a second half of my life. We are more than just horses and basketball. So
Oh
that's
yeah, we're full of artistic talent, man. I mean, even getting further than what you said, man. I know some great painters, graffiti artists. Just that we've got so much talent bundled in such a small place that it's amazing how many people are really talented. And it seems like to me that Kentucky's actually starting to hit those national stages and get our sounds and our visions for art out there now. It took us forever, but we're actually finally getting some respect in the game.
And my last question before I let you go. The Kings of Gotham, for my understanding, is the next Kentucky Villains record.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
I know you, as you already pointed out, you both have been dealing with health issues and things like that. Any update on the status of this record, and do you guys have a timetable for when you would like to release this record?
Right now, we're looking at like I haven't been doing a lot of what I've been needing to do to get it done. Considering I've been finding the health thing, I've been having freaking 3 doctor's appointments a week and stuff like that. But we are still working on the record. Everything is recorded for. We're in the process of mixing and mastering. I'm getting some artwork in for the CD book and stuff as we speak, and I'm looking at a latest timetable of our annual Break Your Resolution show to release it, which is the first weekend after New Year's every year. We have a Break Your Resolution show, so I'm looking at that being the latest that we'll be releasing that album because it's essentially done. We just got little things to do and get it printed up and send it out, man. Which is it's unique to what we did the last time. We kind of rearranged our sound, found ourselves more. It's our 4th album. We're really comfortable with the process we go through, and we're just talking about different topics and stuff this time. So, I mean, you know, like you said, we're just out there finally living our dreams, man.
Well, yes, indeed. So, Kings of Gotham, I guess as of right now, look for it in 2017 at least. And again, be on the lookout for the Kentucky Villains at the Kentucky Music Showcase. You can look it up on Facebook for the event page and click on that going button if you plan to attend. By the way, it is a free show to go to, and it's plenty of music, all types of artists that will be playing throughout that day. So if you don't have any plans on September 10th, please go check it out, and it's all for a good cause. Not just to support the current state of local music, but to support the future of Kentucky local music. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go, man. You get yourself some well-deserved rest. You performed last night. I know you're recovering as we speak. And thank you for taking the time to call in, man. Appreciate it.
I thank you for giving us 9 years of outlet, man, to get ourselves out there, Kenny, man. You celebrated too, brother.
Absolutely. You take care. I'll see you September 10th.
All right, man. Thanks for having us on.
All right, bye-bye.